Bitcoin stock market, man, the mining stocks as well too are absolutely getting slammed. And some of you bumblebees have been giving me a whole bunch of shit about the gold mining stocks when I've been doing some updates lately about how I have no idea what I'm talking about and shut up John and all that sort of stuff. And you can see what's happening right now. Like you can see complete like the GDXJ and the GDX here. Look at this here, complete fake out. And I've been doing videos saying traders were not out of the woodworks yet. And you guys have been giving me a whole bunch of flack for it. Traders, I'm just trying to help you. Let me get straight into it. Don't place a trade based on what you'll see in this video because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. Alrighty traders, so let's get straight into it. Okay, so here's the first thing I want to say. When we look at Bitcoin today, we're going to be looking at the stock market today. We're going to be looking at the mining stocks today because I did a video yesterday talk about the everything pullback is coming. You know, the everything pullback, and I talked about the mining sector. I talked about not Bitcoin. Really, it was mining sector and the stock market. I talked about that sort of stuff. And a lot of you guys gave me flack. Traders, I'm just here to help you, okay? I'm having a really successful trading career I've had a really good trading career. My first 5 years wasn't. You know, traders, you know, and if you are struggling with it right now and you don't even understand what's going on in the markets right now, you know, like traders, go get my $7 trading course that I'm running right now sale. Over the next couple of days, I'm going to be ending it. And the next week I'm going to be promoting something else. But that trading course goes back up to normal price. So go get that $7 trading course, link in description. I promise you, that's going to help you. If you're making a lot of mistakes right now, just stopping making those mistakes is going to help you move forward. All right. Just learning how to read the charts properly, like it's really going to help you guys move forward. And I did 2 videos, fake out or breakout, and the last 2 videos, especially on the mining sector, right? Especially on these mining stocks, the GDX and the GDXJ. I'm like, traders, this is not out of the woodworks yet. I wouldn't be getting too excited yet. This is probably going to be a fake out. And look what happened today. Completely did exactly what I thought was going to happen. Ran straight up. Probably got a whole bunch of bumblebees long in the market. And this is what the market does. Okay, traders? This is what the market does. Now, here's the thing. If right now you are struggling with the trading, firstly, just go get that $7 trading course. I give you a money back guarantee as well too, but you're gonna at least start to learn how these markets work and maybe the mistakes that you're making. So just go get that $7 trading course, okay? The second thing I do say is this, traders, over the last 17 years of experience in these markets, there's some things that I've learned about these markets. If you are going through a hard time right now in the markets, meaning maybe if it's Bitcoin, okay, so I'm going to talk about Bitcoin soon, but so many people in the last 12 months have given me a whole bunch of shit about me not investing in Bitcoin. I haven't touched the crypto market in the last 12 months because I believe that there was a big, massive top coming. And I told all my private clients that, no, I'm not getting involved with this because there's too many people involved with it. And so many people on the YouTubes gave me flack for it. And even the last couple of days, you guys have been giving me flack about how I have no idea what I'm talking about about the mining sector, right? I've been doing a lot of updates on the gold mining stocks and so on and so forth. So here's the thing, okay, traders, here's the thing. When I first started trading and I was going through a hard time, if you're going through a hard time right now with the stock market, maybe the mining sector as well too, maybe even trading with Bitcoin. Here's the thing, okay? One, understand that you're not alone. That I know that doesn't help, right? Because if you're going through a hard time because you've been listening to the tip, you've been listening to the tip, you've been listening to these bumblebees who either one have an agenda for you to use their bloody affiliate link to buy something, or you know, or maybe they're trying to get new people into these markets, okay? If you are going through a hard time right now and you're losing a lot of money, that please remember that a gem, all right, a diamond doesn't happen until it becomes pressured, all right? Until them applies pressure. And right now you're going through that pressure, right? I remember when I first started trading, my first 4 to 5 years. We're talking about 4 to 5 years here, traders, right? What's that? 365? Let's count how many. Let's actually bring up the good old calculator here, all right? Did I just bring? Where is the good old calculator here? All right, 365 times let's just say 4 years, okay? 4. That's 133,000 days. I did nothing but screw up in these markets. No idea. Again, in that trading course, the very first thing you're going to learn is the 13 biggest mistakes you're making right now. If you just learn that, that's going to put you a mile ahead of most people, okay? So 133,000 people out there. And 133,000 days. And the market was teaching me, okay? Now, if you can handle this pressure of you not going through, if you're going through a hard time right now, with the markets, because you're so confused about what's going on in the markets. One, just please listen to what the videos I've been talking about over the last couple of weeks about the big trends, about the weekly charts and so on and so forth, and what they mean. But just remember, okay, you're not alone in these markets, but please don't quit. That's the first thing I say, is that the markets can be such a rewarding place. Okay, on the other side of it, you can have such an incredible trading career. Like right now, I'm about 5 or 6 trades in this year already, and I've had a 100% success rate. There's a few trades that I almost took on the open last night when the market opened, but I didn't because it just didn't meet exactly what I was looking for. But you're probably going to go through initially you're going to go through a bit of a hard time, but please don't quit. Okay, that's the first thing I do say. Please don't quit. This is what the market does. It slaps you around and it spits 90% of you guys. It's called the 90-90 rule, okay? The 90-90 rule. Now, guys, I'm getting through this. I'm going to get to the charts in just a minute, right? But I'm trying to help some people here that actually want to do really well long-term out of the markets. If you're looking for a quick buck out of the markets, guys, and that's it, and you actually don't even like trading, you just want to make money, then it's the yin and the yang, right? It's like if you look at if you look at any sports player, if Roger Federer just wanted to make millions and millions and millions of dollars, but he didn't really care about tennis, see how that's the yin and the yang? He had to become really good at tennis, so he had to absolutely love tennis, therefore millions of dollars came. Same for trading. If you're trading the markets right now, you got to love it and become so good at trading that by default, you make money. Does it make sense? And that was actually a hard thing for me to actually overcome for a while there. So when just looking at these market trades and when trading through the markets, firstly, please don't quit, okay? I know you may blow up some trading accounts. Like traders, I lost everything. When I first started trading, I lost $250,000 trading these markets. And most of that was borrowed money. Like 50,000 was mine and the rest was someone else's money. Like that's how low I went. And I had to sell my house, had to sell my car, my wife's car, had to move back with my mother and father-in-law. That was the humbling pie for me, that it really set me on the path to, okay, I'm either going to continue here, but actually if I'm going to continue, I have to get better. I can't just keep pointing the finger at everyone else. Oh, the bloody market. Oh, they're manipulating it again. Oh, they're pointing at this. Oh, bloody Jerome Powell. Oh, blah, 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 blah. Right? If you're pointing the finger at other people out there all the time, you're not getting the lesson. And if you don't get the lesson, you're not making progress. Right? So pointing the finger back at you is how you actually make progress. But 2 is that it's not the market's fault. It's not that the market's rigged. It's not that anything goes out there like that. It's just we need to learn the art of the game, and you're going to go through a lot of smacks and a lot of pressure. But on the other side, if you can handle that, but continue to learn, say, okay, where do I need to get better? And this is the big thing. When I say responsibilities on you, it's not to beat yourself over the head. Okay, trader. So if you are going through a hard time right now, it's not to say, okay, I'm going to beat myself over my head right now because I'm such a loser and I'm such an idiot. I can't make money from these markets and blah, blah, blah. Right? You just go off like a firework. Please use where am I going wrong and where am I going right? Again, in that $7 trading course, the 13 mistakes you're going to learn, you'll be able to see where you're going wrong and the mistakes you're making. Okay. But it's not about beating yourself up. It's about saying, okay, if I want to get better at this thing called trading, I need to get better. And so I need to start to actually, what am I actually doing wrong here? Like, how am I approaching this thing? And it's unfortunate because 90% of you traders right now listening to this update are not going to be here by the end of the year. And that's just the facts, because the market is not a playground. It's not just, oh, let me just take this. Like I was talking to my ex-wife yesterday, and she's talking about getting into Bitcoin and getting into Afterpay stock and all this sort of thing. I'm just like, what are you doing? Like, no, don't. Okay, it's not. You need to treat the market with respect. And what I mean by that is that just learn the art of trading. Like, what does it actually mean to be a good trader? If you actually want to make money overall, model success. What do the most successful people do? The very first step is that they follow something, a pattern. They follow a plan, right? A setup. They have a setup that they believe in, and they follow that setup or setups. There might be a couple of, maybe 2 or 3 different setups they follow. My successful mentors, they only really have one setup that they look for, and they make so much money. So, that's where you need to start, right? And if you are not consistently following these setups, then that's where you need to start there, okay? But please don't quit, okay? I know the market's tough, and I know the market's hard, and I know that some of you might be in a situation where you've YOLO'd because you don't understand, right? You don't understand the nature of the markets. You don't understand that it's a contrarian sort of indicator. And if I go look at Bitcoin right now, and I use Bitcoin as an example, Bitcoin is busting through this level here. I think Bitcoin is a bit long in the tooth, meaning like we've been going down for quite some time. So even though we are breaking down past here, let's actually look at the we're right at that major support level, even on the futures level there. So I wouldn't be too surprised if we did get a bit of a bounce here on Bitcoin. But again, that's just my thoughts. We are continuing down through here. And we did get a strong selling movement on the downside on Bitcoin. But if the big thing I really want to talk about with Bitcoin, and let me actually just bring this up through here. The big thing with Bitcoin for the last 12 months is that I have continued to tell all my private clients that because I see Bitcoin more here, we have more up here, we have missed the boat. We've missed the big move. So I want to go find a market that is down here, and I want to be putting some money into that, and then letting that go for a couple of years, just like Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin did nothing. This is exactly what Bitcoin did. It went sideways for 2 or 3 years after the big crash, and then it had another big move, and now it's actually just gone through another cycle again. Now we're getting through another big, massive pullback. So that's just the nature of the beast. And the unfortunate thing is, like, the herd follows the herd, especially in the markets, right? Stock market, Bitcoin, the herd follows the herd. And what I mean by that is that, unfortunately, when we get to this area up here, okay, this area up here where it's belief, thrill, euphoria, this is going to, Bitcoin's going to $1 million and all that sort of stuff comes out. You start to believe it, and then the problem is that I was actually telling my ex-wife, I said, if you're hearing about something and that market has already taken off like a rocket, that's the wrong time to be getting into something. I said to her because how the markets work is they do that, and then suddenly they get a big pullback because they've already had a big move. So that's the reason why I personally haven't invested in Bitcoin myself, because even for an investing opportunity, there's much better opportunities out there for investing, right? For investing long term, if I'm looking to do that, like buy and hold for, have like a long term view instead of a trading approach. And there is a difference there, okay, traders. There is a difference. If you have a long-term view, but you put a position in the markets, it's like you're not approaching it the wrong way. If you have a long-term view on the markets, but you have an investing position, the investing position means you're going to buy it now, but it could go down 10%. You just have the belief that over the next 4 or 5 years, we're going to be capitalizing. You just don't know when we're going to be capitalizing on some big moves. And that's one of the reasons why I didn't get involved with Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is just like, no, I'm not in Bitcoin. I'm not in any cryptocurrencies right now. So with the Bitcoin crash, and that's what's happening through there with the whole Bitcoin. Now, let's go have a look at the mining sector once again, traders. Once again, the weekly charts with this here, I continue to say, and man, I've gotten so much flack for this. And traders, I'm just trying to help you guys, okay? You can take what I teach you right now and learn from this and actually be on the right side. And I'll continue to teach this one simple but powerful lesson, even all of last year when it comes to the stock market. And that is, if the weekly chart is in a trend, don't fight it. Don't fight it, because it can give you fake out. You know, like for example, when the stock market all of last year was in a very big bull market, and every time we got a pullback, we thought the top was in, and you know, and all that sort of stuff. And I kept saying, no, the top's not in. No, the top's not in. We're still in a very big bull market. Even on the Nasdaq, look at this here. Every time we got a pullback, they don't understand. This is where it's important for you, is that keep an eye on these weekly charts, right? Because these high, low, that's an upward trend. And then now we're getting a pullback, right? But when we were this here, the trend was still up. So, but looking at the mining sector, the trend is still down. And this is where a fake out can just completely fake you out, because that weekly charts, and most of you guys might not be even looking at the weekly charts. And like, what's the weekly chart? Why do I need to look at the weekly chart for? I'm looking at the daily charts. And all you're focusing on is this, right? All you're focusing on is, oh, here we go. It's breaking up. It's going to break up. And I kept saying, no, this is probably going to be a fake out. There's a high probability that this is a fake out here. And this is exactly what happened, traders, okay? Completely reversed. And it was actually one of my private clients contacted me as well too recently. And it was on the Euro USD. Look at this here. Look at this here, right? So it actually looks very, very, very similar to the mining sector, actually. Look at this here. So we went sideways for a while. See that sideways? Right, went sideways. Look at this breakout here. How come that breakout failed? Oh, right. So this is where this one powerful lesson, traders, can push on the right side and just stop. If you just stop taking these trades that are against that higher time frame, that weekly chart. Now, traders, if you're trading a daily charts, you look at the weekly chart for that higher trend. If you're trading a 5-minute chart, don't look at the weekly chart. That's you know, if you're trading a 5-minute chart, look at the 15-minute chart for the overall trend. Make sense? So why did this fail? Oh, okay. Let's go to the weekly charts. Look at this here. So if I put an arrow right here, why did this fail right here? And I actually, on this breakout here, to the upside, one of my private clients contacted me, because that's what I do for my private clients. They can contact me, you know, any day, every day. They can reach out to me, and I'm helping them out. That's what I do for my private clients. If you're interested in becoming a private client, then just email me, and you can just email me, and then I'll be able to get you all the details too if you want to become a private client. But I was telling one of my private clients, he looked at this, he said, John, it's starting to break up, and I said to him, what's rule number 1? And he said, trend. I said, okay, cool. Where is the trend? Where's the overall trend? And we look at this weekly chart, and where is this overall trend? Low, lower high, lower high. And some of you guys that don't believe in charts, the market is actually talking to us, and it sucks people out. Like, and I'm looking at the euro right now, and I can see like this, and traders, I hope you can see too, okay? Markets are universal. So I just talked about a pattern that formed on the gold mining stocks, but I've gone to the Forex market, and then I've gone to the stock market, and then I've gone to the crypto market. So as you can see, right, there's universal principles. It's not like, well, this is a Bitcoin trading system, or this is a Forex trading system. No, there's universal principles that work, which is very simple analysis like this, that stopped you from getting into bad trades, right? So instead of going, if the market's going lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, and you can see the support here, when would be the best time? What would be the best position here? As this market making lower highs, would it be try to go long as the market's in a downtrend, or go to short? Probably go short, right? So if we look at the daily charts, right there would be a much better trade. Why? Because you're in a downward high, a lower high, pullback, and then a breakout, and then a move down, right? So the reason why this breakout worked, why? Because we're trading with the overall trend. The reason why this didn't work is because we're going against that trend. Make sense, traders? So you can see when we're talking about like breakouts, And especially now, breakouts traders, just make sure if you are trading breakouts, make sure there's a lot of sideways movement beforehand. If there's only a small bit, then it's not as good. Anyway, so by looking at this here, I can see that just by looking at this point through here on the Euro USD, it's actually something I've been watching myself. Is again high, lower, high, lower, high. I'm actually looking to take a trade on this one, because if I go to my daily charts now and I squeeze my daily charts up, look what's happening, right? We're just going. We had a move up, fake out, come back down. If we can get like a bit more sideways movement through here, and then we get a nice breakout like that, last breakdown, guess what? There's a massive probability we're about to start to see a waterworks or waterfall in the Euro USD. And that's probably going to see a move back down to probably around this level here. Makes sense? But the whole purpose of me teaching you that one technique is this is the exact thing. Major weekly trend is down. So just like my private client, don't go against this weekly trend. Go with it, right? Look for trades with it. That's what I was teaching with the stock market. The stock market was going up last year, and I'm telling all my private clients, just go with it. I was telling you guys last year, just go with it, right? And you guys wanted to keep shorting it. So that's the biggest thing there. And it's the exact same thing that's happening in the mining sector right now. We're still getting, now it doesn't mean it's not going to stop here, but we are still getting high, lower, high, lower, high. And we are still getting a sideways movement. There could be a high probability that we actually break to the downside. I'm not saying it's definitely going to break to the downside, traders. No one knows. But trading against a strong downward trend, or trading against a strong trend on the weekly chart, is most of the time, just like the Euro I just shared with you just a minute ago, and even just like what happened here on the GDX, is most of the time a breakout bar, but against that weekly trend. Most of the time, it's either going to have a very small move, or it's going to fall really, really quickly, just like what happened on the GDX. Just like it happened on the GDX. Like, look at the GDXJ, completely reversed. It's like, oh my goodness. And I guarantee you, most of you guys will be looking at this point through here saying, oh, here we go. You know, oh, it's breaking through resistance, big volume. It's going to keep going. And I kept saying, we're not at the woodworks yet, traders. We're not at the woodworks yet. And now we're getting a complete reversal. And look at the SILJ, completely retraced this breakout. Complete false breakout. Now, how could you tell this false breakout? Once again, traders, let's go back to the weekly charts. And what's the weekly chart doing? Look at this here, all right? We have a high. We have a lower high, right? So who's in control through here? The weekly chart is in a downward trend, that higher time frame. The higher time frame is that big trend. So trying to go short on this breakout is very risky, because there's a high probability. You know, traders, you're going to find maybe 10, 20% of the time when the breakout does happen, it runs, okay? But I don't care about the 10, 20%. I want you to be on the right side most of the time, right? That's what trading is all about. I want you to be on the right side most of the time. So high, lower high in these markets here on this weekly charts. There's a high probability that we're in a downward trend, that this breakout, just like here, if I squeeze my charts up now to actually so you can see these highs and lows, look what happened here, complete fail. There's a high probability now that we're actually probably going to continue down, and then maybe even break down and see a lot more of a waterworks out of this. And so that's what we're seeing through there on the SILJ. And once again, same for the silver mining stocks are just getting absolutely just slammed. But you notice even on the SIL, look what happened here, right? We actually didn't even break out on the SIL. We actually just continued up from there. So that's what we're seeing through there, traders. And that's where, like, it's so important to be patient right now, traders, okay? Be patient. Just like me, I was looking at the market open last night. I say last night, traders, because I live in Sydney, Australia. So me getting up at 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock in the morning, I get up at 1 o'clock in the morning to see what's happening on the market open. And then sometimes I look at the market close. I don't do both all the time. I used to do the close all the time, but when I say I watch the market open, that's why I talk about that, okay? But just be patient, guys. Sit back, because there's going to be some incredible trades, even if it is on the downside. Now, here's the thing. When I say there might be a big pullback in the overall gold, the mining sector, some people get cranky at me because they don't want to hear that. Traders, it's not about what you want to hear. One of the biggest mistakes that I've seen is that I've looked for confirmation bias. I might be long a market, or I might be short a market, and I look for every single video to give me confirmation bias on why I was right and why I was watching things and reading reports on why what I was doing was the right thing and why it's going to work out. And then guess what happened? It didn't work out. And so what happened? I was ignoring the reality of the situation. Instead of looking for these bumblebees and seeing the actual reality of the situation, I was ignoring the reality. But guess what? I couldn't know the consequences of ignoring that reality. And so therefore, I got spanked. This happened, traders, this is exactly what happened with me when Trump got elected, right? I was like $500,000 short position when Trump got elected. Now, you know what happened when Trump got elected, right? The market went for a massive bull move. Now, I got out really quickly. I think I got out for about 150, maybe even a $200,000 loss. But that was still a big hit, right? It's like, shit. That was over a few weeks. And I'm so happy that I did do that because they were options, and my options would have been complete worthless 12 months later if I just sat there, hoped and prayed, right? But because I was ignoring the reality of the situation and not focusing on the markets, but I was doing everything I could outside the markets by looking at the reports. It's exactly what I did. And instead of me, and that's what I'm doing for you guys, okay? I'm just saying, like, this is a possibility. If you cannot handle the market going down that far, then you shouldn't be in the markets, because there is a possibility, actually there's more of a probability we're going to get a flush down coming out of the mining sector because the trend is still down. It hasn't changed yet. There's more of a probability of that happening than not. And some of you guys are going to get pissed at me for that. Traders, I'm just reporting what I'm seeing here, right? This is the reality situation. Whether you like it or not, take a pill and just get over it, right? Because it's just, if you want to become good at trading, instead of fighting the markets and want to be right, why not just, like I shared with the euro market, right? Or the stock market, why not sit back, let the fake outs happen, and then maybe jump on some good trades with the trend. Oh, what a thought. All right? Don't make life hard for yourself. So, and looking at the stock market right now, big breakthrough. I wonder what the fear and greed index, traders, is something that I've been really focusing on myself. And I wonder what is happening here. We're probably going to start to get a lot of, this is the fear and greed index here. Yeah, we're starting to get in real fear territory. This hasn't been updated yet, but it's probably going to be, we're probably going to be starting update. We've got volatility, extreme fear. Yeah, I want to see this thing like really get to, I want to see this thing get down the bottom here. The reason why I say that, traders, is even though we're probably going to continue seeing more of a sell-off in the markets, I do see that this is probably going to be, traders, there's a massive probability that this is just a bit of a price adjustment in the markets, and the market is going to scream back to the upside. But firstly, we're going to get this jerk down, this knee-jerk correction down. It's freaking people out right now, okay? Absolutely freaking people out of what's happening in the markets. Not me, traders, right? Why? Actually, most of my trades have been short. Most of my trading opportunities, right? I do have an investing position in the markets, like long term, but I don't care about the long term. Means I don't care about the short term 20%, 10% sort of swings, right? For trading opportunities, a lot of my trades have actually been short, and I actually shared some of my trades on this video a few days ago, right? But I want to see this fear and greed index. I want to see this thing absolutely just plummet down the bottom here. Let's actually get this thing pegged down here. Once again, why? Because once we do get that, we're probably going to then see a screaming bull market come right out of this thing. And this is going to be, traders, this is going to be the slingshot move for what I believe is going to be a 6,000 target on the S&P. John, you're absolutely nuts, my man. This is probably going to be a slingshot move. And this correction we're getting right now, how much are we at right now? 8%. We're probably going to get down to a 10% correction, traders. But right now, the average correction is where it is right now, and then even down there. So we're probably going to get a much bigger correction. But this bull market's not over, traders, right? This bull market is not over. But once again, look at this weekly charts. This is what I'm focusing on right now. Look at this here. That's that significant low through here. For a downward trend to start, we really need to start significantly breaking below this low here. Otherwise, we're still in a very nice upward trend. We're just getting a big overall, a nice big pullback in the markets. We're probably going to get a lot more coming for the rest of this month. But traders, don't be surprised come June this year and we're screaming past 5,500. Don't be surprised by that. Because so many people say, oh, John, how can that happen? Traders, we're in January right now, right? February, March, April, May, June, July, August, right? 5, 6, 7 months. Anything can happen, right? Just look at this here. This here was just like half a month. That can happen really quickly. This had been down through there, the end of February, the end of June, the end of January, and then that could be the whole February bull market there. So that's what you want to be keeping an eye on for, traders. So, and I even talked about this yesterday. I talked about we're getting a major close below this level here, and that's actually not good. And we're probably going to continue to see a waterwork in the markets. So there we go, traders. There's an overall big update for you. And I'll see you next. So traders, when I first started trading, I lost $250,000 trading the markets. And then I got access to a few 7-figure mentors that really set me straight on what I need to do with the foundations, how to read the charts, the trading systems, the mindset, so on and so forth. And then that was the massive turning point for me to be doing really well from actual trading and being successful trading. So what I've done is I've created a course called the Breakthrough course. And what I've done is I've actually put a whole bunch of really good education and strategies and processes that help me go from $250,000 in debt to then actually becoming a full-time trader, making a full-time income from trading. And I'm actually running a flash sale to that trading course. So if you go to johnsflashsale.com, or there should be a link in the description. If there's not, then go to johnsflashsale.com. That's JOHNS flashsale.com. Go to johnsflashsale.com and you'll be able to get access to this course now for $7. So go get access to that right now, guys, and I'll see you real soon.